But apart from that, I don't see any good thing that flying has done for me. I'm serious. Maybe when I start to fly, like face, clouds, everything, maybe it will be nice for me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sayo. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. This is a lifestyle and entertainment channel, and I've been trying my best every week just to bring you guys content that would make you take some time out to just relax and forget about whatever it is you're worrying about and just have fun. I don't say this enough, but I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that has been watching my videos. Sometimes I just put it out there and I'm like, let me see if anyone will watch it without me publicizing it. And then I realized that 1 or 2 or 3 people watch it before I even post it on my WhatsApp or Instagram. I'm like, oh, some people actually come here to watch it without me prompting. So thank you so much, guys. Like I said, I don't say it enough, but I really want you guys to know that I do appreciate the support and the love and everything. But there's one thing I'll need you to do though. If you've been coming here to watch my videos and you haven't subscribed, please just hit the subscribe button for me, please. And if this is your first time, you can already tell that it's an interesting channel, isn't it? So why not hit the subscribe button? Anyway guys, so we're going to be going straight into the video for today. A while back I did some videos on travel. You know, I said I was going to start like a segment under my lifestyle segment for travel, and I did a few. I did the intro and I did one video, what you need to know before travel, something like that. And I said to myself I was going to try and do 1 travel video per month at least, but I haven't been able to stick to my thoughts in that regard, because I didn't put out a travel video last month. But I'm going to try my best to see how that works out from now moving forward, to at least put out 1 travel video a month, because I know these travel videos are going to be beneficial to you, especially if you're someone that is looking to start going on holidays and you don't know what to do and stuff. So today we're going to be talking about different means of travel. I know it's like, you know, what's that about? I'm going to break it down for you. Before I started traveling, or before I started going on holidays, if someone told me, oh, I'm traveling, I'm going on holiday, the first thing that comes to my mind is that this person is going to take a plane. Like this person is flying to wherever it is they're going. That's like the default travel means that comes to my mind when someone says, oh, I'm going on holiday. But since I've gone on a few trips, I realized that it is not only a plane that takes you to where it is you need to go on holiday for you to have a good time. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the different means, and I'll be giving you some advantages and disadvantages, just to encourage you guys to know that, okay, well, I don't always have to fly. I can actually go by any other means on holiday and I'll have a good time as well. So let's get straight into it, okay? Number 1 is the plane. Now, the plane is my least favorite means of travel. I don't really like traveling with the plane. I don't like it. And if you're here and you're with me, can I see your hands up, please? There's just too much stress about flying. Just the hassle of having to get to the airport like 3 hours earlier, having to unload and offload and offload, you know, at the airport, having to, even when you get to the destination on the other side, having to wait for your luggage. What I'm saying is that the boarding process is long and it's tedious. On the plane, you don't get to, especially if you're not traveling first class or, you know, the higher classes, there's not enough comfort on the plane, like leg room, you know, and stuff like that. Your bags are not with you in the same place. And again, one other thing I realized is that most places you travel to by flight, where the airport is, they're almost always far from where the town is. So then again, you have to take another form of transport on another long journey, sometimes 30 minutes before you get to the town where you're going to. So it's just a lot of hassle. But the good thing about flying is that it's a fast option, especially if you're going on a longer destination. So if you're going, you know, to somewhere that is far, you get the picture. It's a faster option, so you get there quicker. Another thing is, it's the most popular option for international travel. In some other cases, it's the only feasible option that you have. Like I can't drive from London to America, for instance, now, so I have to take a plane. But apart from that, I don't see any good thing that flying has done for me. I'm serious. Maybe when I start to fly, like face, clouds, everything, maybe maybe it would be nice for me, but it's just not my favorite form of travel. It's not my favorite one at all. For the reasons that I've mentioned to you, the hassle is just too much. And I have gist of where I've almost missed my flight for some stupid reasons at the checkpoint, at the border control, whatever it is that it's called. Anyway, that's just for another video. But yeah, it's not my favorite means of travel, and I'll be delving into the other ones. I'll let you know which one is my favorite one. Number 2, road trips. Can I hear you say road trips? Road trips are fun, they're interesting. Now, I categorize road trips into 2: the ones that you actually drive yourself, or maybe your partner drives or your friend drives or whatever. That's you are the one driving with your own car. You carry your car yourself and you drive. And the second category is the ones where you enter coaches. We call them coaches here in London, but in Nigeria there you're like in Ekele Dili Chuku kind of buses, you know, the buses that take you from like Port Harcourt to Abuja, from Lagos to, you know, Port Harcourt and stuff like that. Those big buses, those are the buses I'm talking about. We call them coaches here. So that's the second category of the road trips. Now, some of the advantages of road trips are, if you're driving on your own, you don't even, you control your own time. So you don't need to wake up 3 hours and be driving to one airport to go and check in. You control your time. It's comfortable. Like you don't even have to pack your bags. You can just carry your things and dump it in the boot of your car or in the back seat of your car and go. You can pack as little or as light as you want. Those are some of the advantages of going on a road trip. As in, it's hassle free. Compare that to flying. Can you get it? You see the difference? And it's just enjoyable. Like, you can stop by in different places, you can cut your journey short, you can combine 2-3 different cities together and just drive through cities. It's just really enjoyable when you go on road trips. And then another thing is, it's door to door, especially if you're driving yourself. You're actually taking your car from your house and you're driving to the hotel or the Airbnb or whatever accommodation it is where you're going. So it's door to door. So tell me, why would you not like road trip? But the disadvantage of the road trip is that it gets tiring, especially if it's just you on the road. It could be boring. Again, if it's just you know, you're just there driving, but you can actually break it. That's why you can break your trips. Stop by rest, you know, stations, rest places, stop by hotels, stay one night and just like explore. That's what you can do to stop it from being boring. But again, it could be tiring if you're driving by yourself. But if there's 2 of you and 2 of you know how to drive, then just interchange, you know, this person will drive today, that person will drive tomorrow. All I'm trying to say, Sha, is that road trips are really fun. So it's one means of travel that you could consider if you want to go on holidays. The buses are slightly different from if you're driving on your own. Of course, if you're on a bus or coach, you don't control your time, so that's different. They don't take you door to door, unfortunately. You still have to drive to the station, enter the bus, you know, the coach, come down at the station wherever it is you're going and find your way to your hotel or your accommodation. So they don't take you from door to door. That's obviously one disadvantage for the coaches. And of course, most of the time you don't find the same services that you would find on like planes or trains, for instance. So the kind of services, especially if you're going on an international flight, where they will come and give you food, or on the plane sometimes where you have like television and stuff, you don't find those on coaches. Well, all the coaches I've entered, I haven't seen any of those. So those are the kind of things that will make you feel like, oh. But if you have your iPad, your iPad, your, you know, music, something, your phone, if you have movies, you download movies and everything, you will find that road trips on coaches are quite interesting, because you're just submerged in your own world and you can actually look out of the window, you can see stuff, you know, you can experience another town just by driving through it. Really, so I find them interesting. And the other thing is, they're not as fast as plane, for instance. I've actually gone to from London to Paris by coach, by plane and by train, so I know the difference. And no, actually I haven't been by plane. I was gonna go, but I missed my train, I missed my plane, I missed my flight. Story for another day. But yeah, the difference is that of course the coaches are not as fast as the trains or the planes, for instance. So you're going to be on the road for a long time, especially if you're going on an international trip. So yeah, that's one of the disadvantages. But ultimately, I think I would still prefer going on road trips than having to pack And you know, even on coaches, your luggage, where on the planes your luggage is somewhere else, on coaches most of the times you have your luggage with you or close by, and you don't have to wait an extra 10, 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes before your luggage is delivered onto you. Another thing is they're extremely affordable. It's affordable to go on coaches compared to like planes or like bus or like trains. So for instance, when we went to Paris, the price we paid for a ticket, I can't remember precisely now, but what we paid for going on a train was almost like 6 times more than what we paid when we went on a coach. So that's something to consider if you're someone that's looking to cut budget and you see that there are different means of traveling to where you're going. You might want to consider taking a coach, you know, or bus to where you're going instead of any other means, because they're reasonably cheaper or more affordable than the other means. So that's that. Now we go to number 3, which is the trains. The trains are, you know, they're a beautiful kind of travel. There are different what's it called, categories of trains as well. So there are the slow trains, the fast trains, and there's one called the sleeper train. Now the slow trains is not really relevant to my conversation now, because most of the times you get slow trains when you're just going intercity, so it's not really, but that's a form of holiday. If you say, like, if I want to go from London to Oxford, for instance, I can go on a slow train. That's a form of holiday, so that's why I decided to mention it as well. Of course, in Nigeria, you know, there are trains as well, and so this conversation might be relevant to you, although I don't know how much the trains cost in Nigeria and stuff like that, but yeah, it is a means of travel and we're going to talk about it. So the trains, the slow trains, are the ones that basically kind of stop from one stop to the other, so they don't take you fast enough to where you're going, and that's that about that. Like I said, they're slow, basically slow, and they're more affordable most of the time. Yes, they're more affordable than the fast trains that will get you to the same destinations. But the fast trains, like, let's just say, I'm saying fast trains, but they are regular trains, the trains that you would normally go, like if I wanted to go from London to Scotland or from London to Paris or something like that. Yeah, so let's call them fast trains. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the most advantage of going on the fast trains or the trains, you know, is that they are the most comfortable, for me, most comfortable with regards to connecting you to the city center or where it is you're going. Most of the places that we've been to that we've had to go on trains to, it was the most convenient with regards to connecting us to the city center. So basically, we're coming off the train and we have entered inside the city. That's as opposed to a plane where it's like they're dropping you in a desert somewhere and you still have to find your way on a train or on a bus or a taxi to the city center where it is you're going. So you get what I'm trying to say. It's the most convenient in that regard. It's faster than the coaches. It's more comfortable, I think, most of the time than the coaches, because sometimes you have leg room, sometimes you even have a table where you have sockets. They've got services on some of the trains where you can buy stuff. You buy a coffee, buy drinks, buy some food, sandwiches and stuff like that. You don't get that on coaches. So you have some of the services that you see on planes, on the train. So it's actually quite comfortable. You've got your luggage with you, you know, you can put your luggage. There's usually on trains there's a section at the back where it's like you can put your luggage on, and then you have overhead luggage allowance again. So you can, if you remember that one of your things that you want to is inside your box, you can quickly go and open the box and take it and sit down and use whatever it is you want to use, instead of the planes that your luggage is somewhere else and you're somewhere else. And when you're coming off the train, you're carrying your luggage with you and you're going to wherever it is you're going. It is actually quite convenient with regards to those subtle things. And so usually, sometimes if there are places where I want to go to and I feel like, okay, you can take a plane and you can take a train, I would rather go with the train, because I'm like, it's more convenient, and you know, I don't have to go through the hassle of security and checking in and stuff like that with the plane services. I want to talk about the sleeper train. It's called a sleeper train because they operate at night. I've only been on this type of train once. It was when we went to Scotland. They operate at night, so basically it's like you're sleeping throughout the journey and you get to your destination in the morning. But they're comfortable. Guys, there's a bunk bed on the train. They even provide you breakfast in the morning. It's like a train. It's like a plane, but on the train. So they provide you with all the things you need, like an eye cover for sleep, toothbrush, toothpaste, and stuff like that. You have your own bed, you have the blankets and pillows, and then they give you breakfast in the morning. So it's quite comfortable. But the only thing is that it's not like a fast train, so it doesn't get you to your destination. And that's why it's a sleeper train. Of course, there's no sense in going on a sleeper train only to get your destination in 2 hours. That does not make sense. So so it's not, if you are looking for somewhere that will get you sharp, that probably won't be your preferred means. But if you want to just relax after a day's work and just travel overnight, that's probably one that you should consider. It's quite comfortable as well. So yeah, but overall the disadvantages of trains is that it has a limitation of not being available to get you to some certain locations. So unlike the planes, where it goes almost everywhere, and especially for international journeys where it's the only means, you cannot go on trains to some places, unfortunately. So that's one of the limitations. And the other limitation is that, especially if you are going on some slow trains or some fast trains, you may not get a seat. I've been on a train before from Scotland, from Glasgow to Edinburgh, from Edinburgh to Glasgow. I can't remember which leg or whatever it is now, that I didn't get a seat throughout. The train was packed, and it was quite a long journey, and I didn't get a seat. And it was quite unfortunate. So you don't want to be in that kind of situation where your seat is not guaranteed. But other than that, it's cool to travel on a train. Okay, so we go to the last one, which is the ships. Can you see how I'm dancing? Ships. The ships are my most I've got to speak British English for this one, because they're my most actually, they're my most preferred means of travel. I'm telling you guys. And one of the most most important advantage of the ships is that you can get a ship that is all in one for all the travel and all the holiday that you need. So go on a ship cruise, and that's all the holiday that you need for a week or a month or 3 months. People actually go on ship cruises for months and months. As in, people spend their lives on cruises and they just stop by different countries and explore. How cool is that? Apart from the fact that it has its own hassles, it still has, like, especially if you're going on an international journey, you still have to check in like a plane. But I think it's a lot less uncomfortable than the planes, although you still have to get there like early, maybe like 3 hours before, and stuff like that. But the comfort and the advantage of being on the ship trumps all of that. I'm telling you, it trumps it for me, especially since you don't need everything you need. Every single thing you need is on the ship. So your entertainment, swimming pool, place where you can drop your kids and you adults can go and have fun. Theater is on the ship. That's American English. I'm speaking for youth theater. What else? Everything. Basically, they've got clubs, live music, where you can watch football if you're a sports fan, cinema. Everything you need is on a ship cruise or a ship holiday cruise kind of thing. So it's quite fun, and that's one of the main reasons why I really like it, because knowing me, I like staying in the house most times. Like, I would rather sit down and watch television and just be on my own instead of going out. So if I have somewhere that I say, okay, well, I'm going on holiday, but then I can still enjoy all of these things at the comfort of my own self and not have to like look for a train, look for a bus, look for kinikon or look for something to get to wherever it is I want to go to. The only disadvantage that I see is that it could be boring. Like, you can explore everything you need to explore within 3-4 days, and that's it. So you can imagine if you're going on a month, for instance, you're going on a cruise for a month, then it gets repetitive. Yeah, so that's the only thing. But I wouldn't mind to a certain degree, okay? And if you're someone that you don't really mind, then this is for you. Yeah, and then of course there's nothing to see like trains or like buses or like cars on a road trip. There's nothing to see. It's just water. But again, like I said, the comfort and just the beauty of it all trumps all of that for me. And then another thing that I remember is that you wouldn't even feel that you're traveling, unlike when you're going on road trips, on roads where there are bumpy roads, there are, what's this thing called now, bumps. sometimes dents in the road, on the trains where you're hearing, on the planes where your ears are deafened and stuff like that. You don't have any of that on the ship. You don't even feel that you're traveling. It's like you're on a resort, on a moving resort. Basically, that's it. That's just it. That's one of the reasons why I really like this means of travel for holiday. And then another thing I was going to mention about the ship kind of means is that there's some of them that you can actually, so you can drive. There's like a 2-in-1 combination for road trips and ships if you're driving by yourself. So some destinations where you, instead of taking a train or instead of flying, you can actually carry your car and go on a ship with your car, and the ship carries you across the river, ocean, sea, whatever, and then you get off the ship with your car and drive to your accommodation. So there's some places like that, which is beautiful. So it takes away the stress of having to park religiously, you know, and it takes away the stress of finding your way when you get to your location, because then you've got your car, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's that option too if you want to consider it, if it's available for the location that you're going. So yeah, that's it. Ultimately, I guess it depends on where it is you're going for holiday, but I feel like my breakdown would help you to even determine where it is you're going. So you can look at this means of travel and you can say, okay, well, because I want to go on a road trip, well, I'll choose to go to this particular place. Or because I want to go on a ship cruise, I'll choose to go to this particular place instead of having to fly. And then of course you can say, okay, I'm going to this place, let me research if there's more than one means of traveling to this particular location, which one will suit my budget, which one will be more comfortable or convenient, which one would I enjoy the most, and stuff like that. And you can look at all these things and you can make a decision on what means of travel you would use to wherever it is you're going. Ultimately, the goal is to travel, isn't it? The goal is to see new places and have fun and explore. So why not explore with different means of travel as well? Okay. Okay guys, I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this conversation today. Like, I don't know if I've talked too much or but I hope that it's something that you can learn from, and it's something that will help you make decisions when you want to travel. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Is there anything you would like to know that I didn't mention? Maybe just ask me in the comment section below. Or is there any experience you'd like to share with me as well, with any of the means of travel that you've been on before? Then share with me again and others who will be reading in the comment section, so that we can learn together and have fun together. Okay, thank you guys for watching again. Until next time, please stay safe. Okay, have fun, travel. COVID is going, you know, not amen, but you know, I'm just saying restrictions are being lifted, so you can actually travel to some places, I guess, or just have it in the bag for whenever it is you're able to travel. Okay guys, I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.